Welcome to the shop. Hope you're having a great day. Alright, I got a whole bunch of handles to epoxy on and stuff like that. But I also got a heat treat oven to build, so let's get this all figured out. You ready? Here we go. Welcome back. So if you watched the video where I did this handle, I kind of made it short, so I went ahead and epoxied on a G10 liner, so that will work out real nice. Fits good in the hand. And I got this one where I got the wood handles to put on. Usually with wood handles, I'll put pins in it and epoxy on, but I like to get it finished as much as possible. Then there's this. So these three knives we're going to work on, get prepared, so all the handles are ready to epoxy on, and we're done. But I think also this video will be dedicated more to my heat treat oven, get the elements in, get the wiring and all that stuff, show you how I pull all the wires and stuff like that. I did get the carbon fiber shapes. It's all ready to go. I worked on this bevel. We got it to about a 400. So this knife is ready for hand sanding and finish work and all that. And I fixed this anzo, so now both handles are all anzoed out and all that. I worked on this bevel too. So I think what I'm going to do for all the wood stuff and these is show you how I finish knives with the different belts and all that, and stone wash and two-tone and all that. And that's what that knife video will be. So let's get on to this heat treat oven and get the elements in and all that stuff. Alright, here comes the fun part. Got some string. We gotta just stretch this string out from top to bottom all the way around. See where we want to go. Man, I haven't seen one of these strings in years. I remember we used to use these in construction, pulling foundations and all that stuff, staking things out. Yeah, man. So you want to make sure you add, 1 or 2 inches. You want it to come out the back. I don't know if this gaffer's tape is going to hold to this. That's the hard part about these ovens and stuff. Come in here. That's the stuff. These bricks are so flaky. Especially since my fingers are getting all gummed up. No more talking, high speed. Alright, ta-da! Man, I know that was all high speed, but that was, every time you pull a little bit like here, or you pull this one all comes out. Now, I'm not really worried about them being too long. I just want to make sure I don't cut them too short. Say I pull them out to 170 inches, but I only need 100. I don't want to sit there with all that extra stuff fighting them like I just fought this. Luckily, we'll have pins to put them in, which the pins are the worst part. Now, for these parts right here where I have to jump over, I might use this with a carbide bit and just slowly hit them with the carbide. This is basically just a high-powered pneumatic Dremel. So I'll put a carbide bit there and just tap it to make sure. In fact, I'll probably put a clamp on it to take the pressure off of it if it does you know, hit it the wrong way, so I'm just tapping it and digging in. But we'll get to that later. Alright, alright. So, whew, that sure was a pain in the butt. Because, yeah, once your fingers get on this stuff, they get all covered with powder. So, trying to tape this stuff, and the tape just keeps falling off. But once you get a few in there and stuff, you know, you basically got, like I said, you know, we just want to make sure you're not cutting it too short. Let's move over and start pulling out these elements. Alright, I'm just going to cut this right here. Make sure we have enough length. You know, give it a few extra inches or whatever. Cut it, and then we'll pull the elements like that. Over to the other vise, and we'll start pulling out elements. Alright, so I got a nail back here that's in this loop. You can see the nail popping up. Just so I know that when I pull on it, I mean, that vise should have a good enough grip, but I don't want to be pulling on that and all of a sudden it gives out or something. I got the piece of string tied off, so it's like 3 inches over here. So now we're just going to pull this. See, we want to pull it even. We don't want to pull it too much though. We want to make sure it's all even. Just like that. Just enough. That way we get enough resistance. Oh, it looks like we missed one right here. Yeah, we want them all even. Yeah. Once you get to a point, like you don't want to keep pulling because it's going to stretch here. You want to pull here. See how we got all this even from here to here? So we're going to want to pull this now. That way we're all even. When I did the oven over here, my first one, I put this piece under my foot and I pulled and it kept slipping out from under my foot and I punched the ceiling or I hit myself in the face. So yeah, I learned it's easier just to do it like this. Keep it straight, keep it taut, you know, pull them up. See the difference? Here's where we started. Here's where we started. Here's where we're coming. So we're just pulling right there. Just enough to keep it just apart, just enough to that it creates resistance. You pull them too far apart and the resistance is going to be too low and it's not going to get hot enough. You keep them together, they're going to short out. You see, you can't have them here because that will all short and it won't conduct heat or electricity or whatever you want to call it. I've been switching the camera, pull a little, stop, set the camera a little. We're getting there. See, here's what I mean. We're already pretty much there. We got all this left. So that's why we have to make sure we don't have any kinks or anything. Now you can put a multimeter on here once you pull it on each end and it should give you, I think it's either 6 or 9. You know my dyslexia if you watched before. It's either 6 or 9 ohms. You just put it over on the ohms on the multimeter and that's what it should be. I'm running out of shop room. We're almost to the end. Here we go. Yeah. That's one thing I never realized about videography. You can actually stop and turn the cameras so you make sure you get everything in shot. Oh, I think I pulled too much here. Push it back a little bit. Yeah, that's one thing about this Cantha wire. It's pretty flexible. Yeah, just a little bit to go. I gotta put this back. Now the one thing is, once you heat this element up above 1,000 degrees, you don't want to mess with them because they get real brittle and they'll break on you and then you just have to buy a new set of elements. Yeah, well, that's worst case scenario. Most likely they won't be that bad, but they do get brittle. Almost there. Am I still in frame? I hope I don't have 3 cameras and they're all out of frame. It's happened. All right. There we go. Our element is pulled. Ta-da! See, look at all that we have left. Once I get it all in and get to the last spot, I'm going to have to unwind this, straighten it out, and then slide it through. See, this isn't like the string though, because we'll be pinning this in, so we don't have to worry. Now comes the stressful part of cutting out 1,000 pins. No, not that many, but if you watch my last heat treating video, it's the worst part because you have to cut and you have to hook over all these pins just to get it in there. But that's what's next. So maybe I'll do a time lapse of me sitting there cutting 1,000 pins. So I got all this extra element. So I'm going to have to cut it off right here and slide it through, straighten it up. But it's good to get out a multimeter and check resistance. It should be between, I think, 6 and 9. So the other side's in the vise and this side's right here. See what we got. Like, I don't know what we got. 8.6, 8.7. But I like the drama. Alright, let's get these bad boys installed. Back to the bench. So here's extra cantha wire. Now I could take that extra stuff that I have and straighten it out, but this is already straight. And it's actually a little bit smaller, but it'll work great for holding that stuff in. All we need is some clippers and some pliers and a whole lot of patience. I figure we'll probably need like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so 12 times. So we'll need about 36 of them. So I'll make a good 40 or so. Time for time lapse. Oh, thank God that's over. I cut like 40 of them, so there should be a couple extra. Plus, if I need them, I got all this wire left. But man, just sitting there bending, cutting, bending, cutting, bending, cutting. Woo! Wee! But it's late. I'm gonna get editing on these videos and start to. Then we'll do the elements tomorrow. I'm just too wore out. Cutting these 40 just demolished me. No, but I am tired. Tomorrow we'll get the elements done and then move back to some knife making. Alright, I got the overhead cam set up, so hopefully that'll be working. So I don't know how it looks, but hopefully it should be okay. It's wide, so it should come down here. Let me get my earphones on. This little grinder's loud. Like I said in the video before, if you watched last video, which I'll put the whole playlist in the description and all that so you can see how all this stuff has been built. I tried to take a chisel to this and it busted out, which I need to go get my respirator real quick. Hold on. You guys know, if you guys have been here a while, you know I always leave my respirator outside the shop so it doesn't get contaminated. I love these front facing, I can't hear. I love these front deals. They work so good because, yeah, if I need to talk, I just do it and then, man. Here we go, nice and slow. I think I'm going to take out back here too on all these because I didn't cut them long enough, but we'll see how it goes. I gotta open the window and let it clear out. There's a lot of dust in here. All right. Whew. Oh, let me take this off. I can't hear. I'm like, why do I sound so muffled? All right, so most of this I'm just gonna do in high speed and put my mask back on. I did break out the vacuum and open the window and all that and got everything cleaned out. You know, now I think about it, I don't think unless I need to, I'm going to cut this bit off until the end, just in case. Because once it's in there, we can always pull it longer or whatever. But what we will have to do is unthread this and cut off, you know, 4 inches. Because we're going to want it to come out some, so let me get this all untwined. Yeah, when I get to this last run, I'm going to have to kind of wing it and figure it out. Getting it all straightened and all that, but I can always make it a little bit smaller. Anyway, so just to be on the safe side, we're going to put it at least, you know, a couple inches out. What I think I'm going to do when I wire it up is when I make the connections, I'll cover it in KO wool and tape it up so you can't touch it, you know. That way it'll be insulated. I guess I got corkscrewing in, huh? There we go. Voila. We are in. Ta-da! And it starts. Now, I'm just going to take these. The one thing you don't want to do when you're pinning these is have them, like, go over 2 of them or short out 2 between like that, because then you'll have black spots. So you want to make it as clean as possible and just touch 1 rail. Here we go. Well, I think I made these all too small, so I'm going to have to make some longer ones just to get this started. And you can use like a chisel or something to push the head in. I don't want to do anything that when I hammer to the side, it's going to bust these things out, so just to keep some pressure when I'm hammering. Alright, I think small heads and long tails is the way to go. Man, I probably cut most of this out, but just to get that 1 turn took probably an hour. All the pins, because the small pins fall out, and the big pins just split apart and don't go in right. But I finally figured out. I used my needle nose pliers to push it in far enough, then hit it the rest of the way in with my screwdriver and hammer. Like I said, I was used to that bigger oven, so it wasn't that big of a problem because I can move in there. This, my arm won't fit, and I'm fighting it, and sometimes this arm can be a real disadvantage, but gotta keep on trucking. See how easy that one went in? Because my left hand can move, so yeah. So I should have started on the top of this side and came out the bottom, but either way I've been fighting it. I'm sure this bottom is going to be more of a fight than the top because I have to cut it, straighten it out, and wiggle it all in. We're getting there, that's for sure. I should have just done this last night and cut them as I was going, but I was pretty tired, so. So I'm going to turn the cameras off because it's been recording forever. Let them cool down. And then when I get to this bottom, I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Probably be on this one. So that's why I got to let it all cool down. I'll be back. So it dawned on me, if I'm having problems with the left side, turn it to the right. Duh! Look how much I got that straightened up. I got a little bit to go here. Oh man. Sometimes, man, that OCD gets you so you can only think in one direction. Voila! If you don't do it right the first time, you gotta fix it. There we go. It's a little loose, but only right where it comes out. And I have a feeling with the heat and stuff, that would flex either way, just because of how it's turns right here. So, but it's not gonna pop out because I do have that one pin right there. That's the thing. As these heat up and expand and cool down, there is going to be some movement in it, but as long as they're held in, that looks much better than it did. Remember, it was all wonky, so it was good to get that straightened out. Alright, I'll be back on the bottom. I'm just going to keep flipping this thing back and forth. Alright, we are down to the final straw. Look how close we cut it. Yeah, man. So now I want to stop about right here and see if we can start pulling this thing straight. Alright, I have to redo that again. I'll put the cutting part in, but I had Howard Stern on the background. I forgot to cut it out, and I don't want to get a copy strike. So we cut it a little bit long, actually a lot long. And it looks like we're coming in right here. So I'm going to put my clamps on it. I got it stapled to about right here. I'm just putting this on it because I don't want to sit there and turn it, because I'm going to have to use pliers to turn this. I don't want to be turning this and unraveling all that stuff, so we only need to get about 4 inches straight. Alright, that should be plenty. That was pretty good for that string thing, huh? Didn't really come out too bad. It's actually dead on. Come on, baby. There we are. Alrighty. Little pull. Yeah. Ta-da! Yeehaw! Man, I'm so glad I figured I could turn this thing around. You know, you guys won't have that problem because I just couldn't get this arm to... And what I've been doing is just cutting them long and putting them here and then pushing them back in like that. Because as these expand, you know, as the elements heat up and expand and all that, they are going to move around. As long as they don't pop out, that's what's important. Ha-ha! Yeah! Ta-da! Woo, man! Looks like one more. Look at all these weights. Well, we still got all this wire, so if I would have ran out of wire, I would have been really, really pissed. Pissed is YouTube accessible, right? They say it on TV. Try to always keep this family friendly. I had to demagnetize my screwdriver. I would get it in and then pull out, and then the magnetism would pull the thing right back out. It's like, oh, come on. Well, that's about it. I figured a lot of people are worried about the electronic parts of this and all that. And I've heard a lot of people like, oh, I build the oven, but I don't know electronics. So that whole electronics part, even if it's only 5 or 10 minutes, is going to be the last part. I can be pretty intricate about how to wire it, what goes where, you know, what you need to learn and what you need to know. That way it'll just be better than trying to stuff it in at the back of this video. Remember, on my website there's Amazon links, shirts, and knives. I took down all the sold knives, so the only knives up there are the ones for sale. Thanks for the support. Remember to like it if you like it, dislike it if you don't. Either way, that's fine with me. Consider subscribing, hit that bell, all that good stuff. Hope you're having a great day. Man, we're almost done. And as always, take it easy. Ha ha.